Good evening, everyone. How's everyone doing? It looks like I got on sunglasses, but I don't. I don't have on sunglasses. I'm still having a problem with this eye right here, y'all. And I can't get an appointment. It's almost like a film or something that's over this eye a lot of the times. I just put some drops in it. It feels better, but still a little something going on over here. But anyway, I came up here to see how everybody's doing on this Monday. Well, it's Monday evening. How's everybody doing this Monday evening? I'll tell you, I am so frustrated until I just don't know what to do. I guess you're wondering what's all around Grandma frustrated about now. Well, let me show you, y'all. I had a visitor to come to the house today. And let me turn this light on so you can see the whole story. Ta-da! Oh, shoot. I hope I ain't scraping this darn thing. The washing machine has been torn apart. Oh, shit. Excuse me, y'all. These are my dirty clothes, all up in here. I've got my detergent sitting over there on the floor. I cannot I can get to the shower, but I would have to move a lot of stuff around. I got my sewing machine out of here, which is usually sitting on top of my dryer. And after all that, he still couldn't fix my washer. And so what he says he's going to do, he's going to come back early in the morning. And already, I have a problem with sciatic, so my hip is hurting from lifting, because he's not lifting anything. But I don't want him touching my stuff, my personal stuff like that. And matter of fact, I wasn't even expecting him to come. And so when my doorbell rang, and he said, maintenance, I said, oh, wow, it's about time, because, I was going to call them early this morning. But I said, no, I'm going back to get me a nap. And so that's what I did. And so when he came in, I thought, oh boy, here we go. We're going to wash some clothes today. But that was the wrong answer, y'all, because he couldn't fix it. He worked. He kept noise. He was doing something back there. As you can see, he dismantled it. At one point, he had the whole, like the frame of the washer, he had that backed up out of there. I thought, oh, this guy really knows what he's doing. He knows what time it is when it comes to washers. And he worked. He left, and he came back. I don't know if he went to get a part. I do not know. Don't ask me, y'all, because I don't know. I was sitting here. Matter of fact, I had made myself a can of tuna fish, and I was eating. I was hungry, and so I was eating. And so he left out maybe at least 2 times. I'm sure it was at least 2, possibly 3. And he'd go out, then he'd come back in. And then I'd peep around the corner, because one time I didn't hear anything. I'm sitting here at the computer, and he's around the corner out of my eye shot. But my reflection right here in this thing right here, well, in this glass case, whatever it is right now. I can't think straight, y'all. And so I can usually see the reflection of whoever's around that corner, I don't watch people, try to stand over nobody while they're working. Because after all, what can there's nothing that they can take. Well, there's something they can take, good washing, detergent. But I ain't think it's nothing like that. Especially with this guy. I fully do trust him. And so he was in there banging, and he was screwing, and I don't know what he was doing. I'll tell you the honest and goodness truth. I do not know, y'all. I don't have no idea. But he was getting his, I guess he was getting his work in today. He was, putting in his work for what he was getting paid for. Because, you know, a lot of times those guys don't have anything to do. But lately here, they've had a lot to do, you know, especially when the inspectors are supposed to come. Now, speaking of inspectors, the inspectors never, ever, oh boy, I'm messing up my camera, never did come to my house. No, they did that. They've done that before, though. You know, they never show up. I think they just hop, skip, and jump all over the place, you know, or at random, just pick, because this place is huge. And so they do it like, I don't know, if you got a bad housekeeper or something like that, or you're destroying the apartment, those are the ones. They just about got that down to a science. Who's who and who's not who. And so sometimes they come, I think maybe every once in a while they'll stop here, every other, not even every other year. It's like every other, I don't know, not very often. But, you know, I try to keep things straightened out just in case they do. But this was last week. Friday was the last day for the inspectors to come. I think the 8th, that was their last day. And I went, whew, I don't have to clean up anymore. I'm just kidding, y'all. You know I got to clean up. But I'm just saying, I ain't got to be so meticulous about it. And, but anyway, when he showed up this morning, I was so glad. I wanted to reach out and hug him. I was so glad to see him. Oh, sookie. The old girl's gonna get some clean clothes up in the house today. Oh, yeah. I almost broke out and did my happy dance, y'all. But I said, I can't let the man know you're in here dancing. And come to find out, he couldn't fix it. But I think he gave it his best shot. But see, the thing is, these washers are old enough to be replaced. As a matter of fact, I saw the maintenance with new washers. They had them on the truck. They had, you know, these places are over, 25 years old. It's time for the washing machine to break, for goodness sake. Give me a new washer. And so, which I think is what's going to boil down to. They're going to have to get me a new washer. If they're not going to get me a new one, I'm going to just tell them, well, hey, move this bad boy out of here. I put my own in here, and when I get ready to go, my washer goes with me. Simple as that. Very simple. You know, I can get a washer and dryer for about I don't know, $800 or $900, I guess, for the set. Because I would want the whole set. But anyway, I think he gave it his best shot. And then he was telling me that there had been a shooting. Now, I didn't know nothing about this at all, y'all. I'm trying to talk low because I don't know who's who around here. And I've been living here for 11 years. I don't know these people. I really don't. I don't know I don't know who I'm living next to or who's living above me. I don't know. If somebody asked me right today, well, who lives next door? I don't know. Who lives in the house next to that door? There. Now, the only person that I actually met, now this is after 11 years of living here. I moved here in 2012. Yeah, 2012. June of 2012. And the only person I wouldn't even recognize them if I saw them on the street. Now, this is the truth. This is how much I stay in my apartment. I have my shades are down. I might start putting my shades up, though, after all these years. But one reason I had kept my shades down over here, I used to put one shade up over there, you know, because I like to have the natural air come into the house instead of having the AC all the time. I want the natural air. But I think the window got stuck or something, so I don't have the window up. But one day, I think I was in the process of painting or something like that. My son or somebody was in here painting. And a kid, you know, I had all the curtains down off the windows and everything. And a kid had his face up to the window like this, looking in my house. Yes, the grandmother was sitting. She was alive at that time, but she has, you know, since passed on. May her soul rest in peace. And I guess the adults was out there sitting out there on the a little tiny itty bitty porch talking, and this kid is in here peering, peeping in my house. And I've seen adults pretty close to it, looking and stuff like that. And so I keep my shades down. But when he told me today, he said there had been a shooting right down the street. What? He said he saw a great big hole in the car. I guess they shot in the car. He said it like 5 bullets or something hit a car. I said, oh my goodness, I didn't know that. And then he was telling me that, it's dangerous even for the maintenance people. Sometimes if somebody call like an emergency or call at night, they have to come out. I said, I would just simply tell them, hey, I'll see you in the morning or next, whatever. When the sun come up, I ain't going over there, But that's what he was telling me today. I said, gee, I didn't even know anything about that. But, again, why would I? I'm not going to go prowling around the neighborhood and talking about, y'all heard anything about any shooting? And then get this. One day, when I was getting ready to take my ride, I think I was getting ready to go to Walmart. This is my favorite store next to Amazon. And so I got a driver, a young lady, that told me, she says, I live right across the street. She said she lived right across the street. She said that she was my first, pickup for the day, the first ride for the day. And I think at that time it was about 11 o'clock. And she told me how old she was. She told me her, she's a young lady, 30 years old. And she said said I live right across the street. And she said she was wondering where, my address was because she didn't really know the address itself. But she knew it was right across, from her where she lived at. I said, ain't this a John Brown shame? I never seen her before in my life. But that's the honest to goodness truth. You don't see people. Yeah, I can't tell you, like I said, who lives where. I've seen some people like, in the neighborhood, but can't say I've known. But I learned a long time ago, just like I told my daughter, you really don't know anyone until you get in the house, in the same house with them. And even then, you could be sleeping with the enemy. You could be laying in the bed and that man look at you and like he might just hate your guts. And vice versa, you might look at him, oh my God, I can't stand him. So those of you who are in love after being together all these years, kudos to you. Because I can't imagine, I don't know. Anyway, I'm not here to talk about that, y'all. So how's everybody doing? I hope you had a great weekend, as I had. The only thing I did, well, I can't say I don't have no clean clothes, because that would be a little short story. Because I do have some clean clothes. I just don't like, well, you saw the pile of clothes I have. I don't like that. I don't like dirty clothes in the house. You're going to have some dirty clothes unless you're just stripping, washing. And then it's not that kind of party over here, y'all. So I wait, like I said before, I wait until I get built up a load and then, wash them. And I should be able to wash clothes when I get ready. As a matter of fact, I wanted to wash. I usually keep towels over here on my dining room table, my chairs over there. I don't know if I'm pointing the camera correct or not. But I took those off, because ever so often they have to get washed. Ever so often. And I put those on the chairs, to keep the dust, some of the dust off so the chairs don't get all dirtied up and stuff like that. So, that's my excitement of the day, y'all. How you like my pal over here? What would you do if you got up one morning and saw him sitting on your porch? How would you like those apples? Even though I got one right there. You seen him. There he is. This is my buddy right here. Yeah. But I mean, some of those birds are scary. As a matter of fact, when I was coming from the store one day last week, and the crows. Now they have a dumpster out, that sits out on the street that they put out. I think on Friday or something like that. They set it right out there. What is that up there on that? Oh my goodness! Let's see. Wait a minute. Can y'all see that? That's a spider. I don't know if I got him in my picture, but I'm going to have to get that bad boy. I'm getting my spray. I got spray for everything. I got spray for the spider. But I can't, I'm not going to spray, not while I'm in here, which it takes like one shot. I just happened to look up there and see him sitting up there. He probably asleep. Trying to get him some Z's in my house. And on that note, I go with love. See you again real soon.